The good way to look at it is kind of if you owned a lemonade stand. Say you were a kid on the street
Yeah.
and you own a lemonade stand. It's very simple economics. If you come and say, right, I've got my stand, I've got my lemonade, and I've got my person holding the sign. I sell a lemonade for 50 cents and it cost me, I went and got bought all the lemons this morning. I bought them
Hmm.
for 25 cents a lemon. And it takes one lemon to make one
Right,
dollar.
right,
My margin is
right.
50%.
It just simply cannot cost more than 60 cents for you to sell any new customer for your lemonade,
Exactly.
right? But the danger of that
There's a
is that
potential for that. Just sorry to cut across you there. There is a potential
sure.
for that in some instances, right? Because sometimes, I mean, especially in earlier on, and if you and in high growth periods, you can only focus on new customers because if you know
Sure.
you know a 6 month LTV, people are going to
Mm,
come back two, three, say call it two times in 6 months. So your
right.
sale or average lifetime value over 6 months is instead of being $100 is now 200. Okay, great. I can guarantee on average that's what it is. Now I can then
Hmm.
spend into acquiring new customers at a much higher level once I have the cash flow.
Right, because you push the ceiling higher, right?
Exactly. But then we know that those customers are going to come back in a couple months. But that's one of the
Right.
things where people, the misnomer, and people kind of say, oh, like I can't spend too much more to get new customers, but I can't spend on existing
Mm.
customers.
So
You
let's
need to get
let's go back to
profit.
this lemonade example. So your lemonade you sell for 50 cents, right?
Hmm.
And you actually can afford to sell first lemonade for
Yeah.
60 cents because you
Yeah.
know they're gonna come back for the next lemonade,
Yeah.
right? Without you
Yeah.
spending any more money. And
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
know, sort of looking at your history, in average sort of aggregate some gas where you sort of know like, okay, it typically seems like our customer will spend 3 4 times. Now
Yeah.
that number goes a lot higher than your original CAC, right? Because you acquire a customer not just for one time buy, you acquire a customer, it's a
Multiple.
client that where they,
Yeah.
they potentially can interact with you over time.
Absolutely. And the other thing to say on top of that is there's a rising boats effect where you have, I suppose, a halo effect where you have, say,
Mhm.
you have five people in the same place where they're all buying three,
Mhm.
four, five times, and then they're talking about it, they're creating content, there's a flywheel that you're trying to
Okay.
create and build that out because
Right.
those people are telling each other, and the whole thing starts to rack up. Once you do that correctly and manage
Right.
that properly, it doesn't just happen by accident. But those people are
Hmm.
going around around town telling you everyone how good your lemonade is, and you're going to keep buying it, and that's going to keep pushing up. So there's an inherent business growth that happens outside of ads that you can't measure specifically, but knowing that it's happening, especially if you're growing at a certain velocity.